I've watched people spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars running ads for their t-shirt brand and make almost nothing back. And I've watched other people build a profitable brand without spending a dime on paid advertising. So which one is right for you, organic or paid marketing? The honest answer is not what most people will tell you, because they likely make money by selling you a course on one side or the other. Today, I'm breaking down both the good and the bad of each side of the equation. And stick around until the end, because I'll give you the biggest mistake that most people don't warn you about. One of the most important things that people really struggle with as they are launching their brand, getting it off the ground, is which avenue to really promote their brand and market their brand. Do they want to go down the organic path, get on social media, start putting out content, reaching out, using influencers, those kind of things? Or do they want to go the paid route? It sounds good, just dump your money into ads, get a return back, make profit, and we're done, right? But we all know it's not that easy. So let's break down some of the advantages and disadvantages of going the organic route or the paid route. We'll talk about both. And then at the end, I'm going to give you some additional tips and kind of what the honest path is that I recommend as somebody who works with new apparel brands and established apparel brands inside of my programs and coaching. So we'll talk through that at the end. Starting off with the advantages of organic marketing. Advantage number one is it's free. It doesn't cost you anything to jump on social media, put out content, or even reach out to people on social media. I know a lot of people maybe don't recognize that, or maybe don't want to do that, but on social media, you have the ability to actually reach out to your potential customers and create a relationship with them and then eventually sell your products. And this costs you nothing. Now, it's interesting because social media has been around for quite some time now, probably going on 20 years, but obviously it's advanced and, social selling has become way more of a thing in the past couple of years. When I started nearly 10 years ago, this wasn't necessarily a thing. The algorithms were working against you. You could only show your content to people who followed you. Now in 2026, when you put out content, it's more of an interest-based algorithm. So if you put out things that connect with people's interests, the algorithms will actually show your content outside of the people that follow you. And actually your followers are less and less of an important thing to create content for. It's more that you're creating content that will speak to more people inside of a certain niche or that interest, and the algorithms will promote it to those people. So many people would tell you that in today's world, you have a huge advantage because those social media algorithms will push your content out to new viewers. And this doesn't cost you anything. It is a very real thing to build your brand organically and not have to spend money on marketing. And that's a huge advantage. Advantage number two is organic marketing builds real relationships. When you acquire a customer without just buying their click from an ad, they actually have more of a endearing, a likening to a trust with your brand. And oftentimes it starts with a conversation. They might see a piece of content that you put out. They may engage with you in the DM or leave you a comment, and it starts a conversation. And when the customer can connect your brand with a real person, there is a stronger relationship that is built. Advantage number three is it creates more repeat buyers. This is a piggyback off of number two. When you build stronger relationships with your customer, they oftentimes turn into repeat buyers. And organic marketing compounds over time. It becomes a place where people can view multiple pieces of your content, where they can see whether you're an established brand or a non-established brand. They can see reviews, they can see all of those things, engagement, right? All of these are signals that will help you later on down the road as you create more relationships, respond to comments and messages, reach out to people, and put out content. Next, what are the disadvantages of organic marketing? Number one, have you always wanted to start and launch your very own online t-shirt or apparel brand, but maybe you've been kind of confused by the tech or overwhelmed by the marketing side, or you don't know how to create designs or actually design t-shirts that will actually sell? If that sounds like you, I want to invite you to our upcoming Launch Your Brand Challenge. It's a 5-day event where over 5 days, I'll walk you through the step-by-step process to launch your brand in just 5 days. This isn't your typical webinar or masterclass. I go super deep and give you all the information that I normally only share in our higher tier training programs. If you'd like to sign up and register your spot, just head over to shirtschool.com/challenge. We have a challenge coming up soon and we'd love for you to be there. Number one, it's slow, right? It takes a long time to really build that following. Now, does that mean you can't get sales on the first week of starting your organic journey? No, you can absolutely make sales right away. But as you are growing your brand, it's going to be a slower path as you're building that organic following, building up the number of people that are seeing your content, and you getting better at putting out the content and doing social media. That takes time. It is less predictable. You can't just put money in and get money out. You're reliant on the algorithms to actually push your content out. So if the algorithm decides it doesn't like you one day, you may not have as many sales or may not have as many views or engagement, but then other days something may pop and you may get way more sales and engagement. Organic marketing is more time intensive. It takes real-time thought, research, creation to actually create good content and put out things that the algorithm will push out. We're gonna see on the other side when it comes to running ads how this differs, but with content creation, with this organic side, it is a little bit of the hamster wheel of you have to constantly be showing up on social media, creating new relationships. It is a daily thing that you need to be doing to kind of feed the beast. And that can be very, discouraging for some people, or it can be very tiring, right? It's easy to get burnt out. So you really need a clear system when it comes to organic marketing, and you need to kind of build it around your life and not get consumed with doing it all day, every day. And we teach some different systems for doing that inside Shirt School, but that's definitely something you have to be aware of. And lastly, connected to what I mentioned earlier, is you are at the mercy of the algorithm. As I mentioned, the algorithm is going to decide if your content is good or bad, and it's going to decide whether it wants to show it to people or not. And the reality is, especially when you have a new account, there's probably going to be a lot more pieces of content that you might only get 1 or 2 likes on, 1 or 2 comments, as opposed to the content that's going to get hundreds or thousands of likes and comments. But if you put out content consistently, these platforms will reward you for that over time. And when I say consistently, I'm talking about 30, 60, and 90 days of putting out content. You are going to see the growth curve start to come into your favor as you are more consistent over time. Lastly, it's harder to scale. As I mentioned, you can only put out so much content, right? Now, if you have a huge team and you're Gary Vee or Hormozy, like you can put out 30, 50 pieces of content per day. But for most of us, we're lucky if we get 1 piece of content out per day. So the way that you scale organic marketing is you need the content to get more views, or you need to put out more content. And so those are only 2 ways that you can scale a content side of your t-shirt or apparel business. And so it is just hard to get it to get past a certain point. Now, you can get better at the content and you can start to find ideas that have a higher likelihood of going viral. But the reality is even at that, you're still going to be somewhat capped at the amount that you can scale it. Moving over to paid ads, let's take a look at some of the advantages. Number 1, it's fast. You put money in, and if you put in more money, you get back more data. You start to learn things instantly. On day 1, you're going to see already how much am I paying per click, all those kind of things. Maybe you have sales and you say, how much is it to acquire a customer? Now, oftentimes when you look at something like meta ads, it's not going to be reliable on day 1, but within a few days, you can start to get reliable data. You can really start to learn who your customer is, how much you're going to pay, and what some of that data is, even your conversion rate on your store. So it's fast. Connected to that, again, you get instant data and feedback. Not only are you going to get the data, how much things cost and all those kind of things, but you're going to start to get comments. You're going to start to get engagement messages. And that's going to tell you, do you have a t-shirt or a product that people are interested in and want to buy. If you're not seeing those things, you probably want to try a different product, but you're going to get that feedback really quickly. Paid ads are scalable. When you find a design, a t-shirt or apparel item that's starting to sell profitably, in theory, you can just put more money into it and get more money out. And the reality is this is how most brands scale, is with paid ads. You find t-shirts that people want, that you can sell, that the people are buying at a higher rate than your other designs. Those are the ones you put into paid ads, and then you drive up the spend as high as you can go while still being profitable. You can validate designs and grow quickly. Again, related to these other points, you could put out a paid ad for 20 new designs, find the one that's really taking off, validate it, and then put your money into that one design, and you can do all of this relatively quickly. Let's take a look at some of the disadvantages of paid ads. Number one, it costs money up front, right? There's high risk. You got to put your money into these ads. You got to spend the money first to get the sales back, to get the data back. And related to that, it's very risky. It's very risky, not just because of the money, but because of the next point I'm gonna pull up. But there's a lot of risk associated with running paid ads. And as I've mentioned, I have seen tons of students and just people that are building brands put a lot of money into paid ads and not get much out. And that's a trap that I don't want you to fall into. So paid ads can be very risky for your wallet. This is the other reason it's risky, is because paid ads require real skill. Most people think they know how to run a Facebook ad, like they could go into Meta and they could figure it out. But even being able to figure it out, you will likely do it the wrong way. Inside Meta ads, there are many different ways that you can run the ad, and there are probably hundreds of different settings inside of the system that you need to understand how the algorithm works, what kind of ads actually work, how to target, how to write ad copy, what kind of creatives, and then all the different settings that need to be optimized for you to actually get results. And Meta ads specifically is one of those platforms where if you have one thing set wrong, your whole campaign can be derailed. And I've seen this time and time again. So if you're gonna run paid ads, you need to learn the skills first. You need to get training, you need to get coaching on how to run them the right way to actually make profits and sales. And lastly, the disadvantage, traffic stops the second you stop paying. And this is called rented traffic versus owned traffic. When you pay for paid ads, what you are doing is you are essentially renting the traffic from the platform. You are saying, hey, Facebook, hey, TikTok, hey, whatever platform, you already have built-in traffic. Can we just direct it over here to my store? And that means that they own the traffic, not you. Now, you can convert that traffic into owned traffic. That's going to be in the form of your email list and your social media account for the most part, and like your SMS phone number list, right? That gives you the power to remarket to those people as opposed to just renting it from paid ads. Here's the biggest mistake that most people make when they start running paid ads. It is this: they run paid ads to an unproven product. This is the trap. When you start to run paid ads, you're gonna see little signals. You're gonna start to see some likes or some comments, maybe a message. You might see clicks that come to your website. But if those do not translate into sales, you don't have a proven product. Those are signals, but you can't rely on one signal, such as engagement, to think you've got a winning design on your hands. You see 100 likes on something, that doesn't mean that people want that design. They actually need to vote with their dollars, with their wallet. They need to get their credit card out and make a purchase for you to be able to say, okay, I have something here. And so I see a lot of people run ads to products that don't have any proven data that they will actually sell. And then they'll see little signals that make them think, I'm going to scale this up, or I'm going to run it too long. And then you look up in a week or 2 weeks, you've spent $1,000 and you have nothing to show for it because you thought from some of these signals that maybe you had a winner on your hands. So here's the honest answer on the best way to actually market your brand when you have a new brand. It is this right here. This is what I want to stick with you. Organic builds the business. paid scales it. If I were to tell you the most common way that brands really build successfully and actually grow into multi-six-figure and seven-figure plus brands, it is this right here. You start with organic, because that's going to validate the demand, validate the designs. And based off of what you see when you are building organically, you take the designs that disproportionately get more attention and more sales, and you put your money on those designs into the paid ads. You promote those designs with the paid ads, and that's going to help you scale. So organic builds the business, paid scales it. For most people, I would not recommend that you go straight into paid ads. I would recommend that you start with organic. You really find out what designs are resonating with people. Then you put paid ads behind those designs. Now, there are some people that you have a treasure trove of money and you'd like to use some of that money to validate and test designs through ads, and that's okay. Just know when you're going into the paid ad side that there's a high likelihood that you're going to burn through some of that cash learning what will actually speak to the audience and what will actually sell. I hope you found value in this breakdown today. And if you did and you're thinking about launching your brand, head over to shirtschool.com/challenge to sign up for our upcoming Launch Your Brand Challenge. And YouTube thinks you might want to watch one of the videos coming up on your screen right now.